Hey guys, Mava here. I'm really excited because I've recorded an entire year of the Flying Cat Marketing podcast. It actually started around May or something of 2020, and there were a couple of breaks in the way as I was catching up and trying to get help editing and get the team together. But I've officially recorded 53 episodes, so just one extra than an entire year's worth of episodes. So in August, I'm actually taking a little break recording. I think most people are off and I'll be traveling around anyway. But I will be republishing some of the earlier episodes with some really fantastic guests. I learned a lot from those episodes and I don't want them to get forgotten. So I'll be republishing them, sharing some clips again. So please do check them out. If you've liked any of the episodes that you've listened to so far, you will like these new/old ones. So thanks again for listening. And I'll see you in the fall. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Flying Cat interview series. Today on the show, I have Raul Galera, who is the partner manager for ReferralCandy, which is an app that allows brands to turn their customer base into their marketing team by referral marketing. You're a specialist in word of mouth marketing, referral marketing, and just getting people who like you to spread the word. So thanks for joining me today. How's it going, Raul?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So what does it mean to be specialized in word of mouth marketing? How do you get people to talk more about you?
Yeah. So one thing that I always like to mention about referral marketing is that, or word of mouth marketing, is that word of mouth by itself, it's already something that happens organically. So if you have a business, it doesn't really have to be e-commerce, but if you have any sort of business and you have happy customers, those are likely going to talk about you next time that they meet with a friend or a family member or a colleague. So that's already happening. That's something that business owners are probably realizing, that they're acquiring new customers because of they're getting referrals and recommendations. So referral marketing just builds a process on top of that that allows business owners to, first of all, track how many of these new customers are coming from referrals, and then also incentivize them to keep referring.
What's the best way to incentivize customers to keep referring?
Yeah. So I would say there are like two main parts that make a referral program successful. The first one is to set up a set of rewards that make sense, and they incentivize customers to refer their friends, and also incentivize the friends to make the first purchase. So we typically tell merchants to set up referral programs that are easy for the customers to understand and pitch. So think about the traditional, give five, get five, give $5, get $5. That typically works really well because customers can just go and pitch, and it's really easy to remember whenever they talk into a friend about a particular product or brand. And the second one is promotion. So I would say that's probably one of the main drivers of a long-term success of our referral program, is to make sure that all new customers are getting invited to join the program, and that also those customers that are part of the program, they're being reminded about it, because at the end of the day, we're really busy. Everybody has we have a lot of stuff going on in our daily lives, and we can forget about things like like a referral program when it
Yeah.
comes up on a conversation. So it's just a matter of staying top of mind and reminding customers that that's another way that they can benefit themselves, and also they can provide something useful for their friends.
So tell me your opinion, because these two ways sound like something that would work really well for e-commerce or low ticket B2C SaaS
Mhm.
product or anything along those lines. But what if you are a high ticket kind of B2B enterprise? I don't know. How do you can't really give those kind of discounts. Or if you say, hey, buy one 10,000 package this month, you get the next one free.
Yep.
How do you go about that in that circumstance?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's not a field that I have a lot of experience on, because we mostly work with e-commerce. So I don't know exactly what will be the reward structure for even a multi-million-dollar deal, when we're talking about, that size of kind of like enterprise sales. But what I would say is that referral marketing, it works well in the B2B sector because, and again, it's not something that we particularly touch, but something that I've seen from, and that I've heard from talking to people that are working in this particular kind of like enterprise sales, is that when you're buying something on behalf of your company that's worth, several tens of thousands of dollars or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, you're probably going to ask for recommendations before you spend that amount of money. And so you're probably going to ask, like, former colleagues, or even clients, or, somebody in your industry, to give you a little bit of direction. Like, hey, do you guys have, any sort of, and that actually, I see that a lot. I mean, I come from a sales background. I like to stay in touch on, what's going on in sales, even though I don't do a lot of sales these days. And I'm part of this Slack community that and this is a topic that usually comes up. It's like, hey, does anybody have a recommendation about one particular software, or one particular whatever vendor it is? So it works. I don't know exactly, again, like what the structure will be like in terms of commissions, but I think when you're about to spend a lot of money on behalf of your company, you probably want to be sure about it before you even start talking to vendors. So
so it sounds to me like having affiliates and having referrals is a no-brainer, but there are some companies that are very nervous about doing it, or that have very high standards or rules about choosing their affiliates. Why? And what do you have to look out for when choosing affiliates and starting an affiliate program, referral program?
Yeah. So one thing that, I would say maybe two main concerns. Some merchants are maybe concerned about, potential lack of performance, and that's something that we could probably see with smaller stores or smaller merchants. I mean, referral marketing works, but at the end of the day, it's a numbers game. We're dealing with people, and we're incentivizing people to do something. So, we kind of rely on that, on their performance to see how the referral program is going. And so it works well when you have kind of like a large number of customers already in the program and being reminded and being incentivized to refer. So for merchants that they're not at that level yet, they're probably not going to see a lot of impact on their bottom line sales. Whereas a company that's making, thousands of orders a month, it's something that in the short term that they're going to start seeing, results. And then the other one, and this is more, I guess, in terms of branding, on how the company kind of like, presents themselves in front of their audience. We have seen some companies, especially those that are selling more like a higher end ticket. Again, it's not all of them, because we actually have customers in this, in kind of this particular field, that are kind of worried about just discounts in general. They don't want to, they don't want to let their customers know that there might be an offer that they can benefit from. They want to have kind of like, their full price. They don't do Black Friday. They don't do any sort of like, these seasonal deals. And so offering a discount, even if it's by referring a friend, it's something that sometimes they're nervous about. I've come across some merchants like this, and it's their branding, it's their brand image. So I totally understand.
So have you come across them in the context of them coming to ReferralCandy?
Yeah. I've had customers that have come into maybe not necessarily sign up, but just like, get in a conversation with them, explain how a referral program works. And at the end of the day, they're kind of like the how they see, or the philosophy that they have as a brand, and how they want to present themselves. It kind of clashes with any sort of discount. Like I said, not even Black Friday, not even like sign up to our newsletter and get 10% off or anything along those lines. So anything that involves some sort of, in those cases, we might be able to figure it out, a way to reward customers that's not with a discount, because we have other options to do that, like, a free product, or whatever it is. But they're careful about how they incentivize customers to buy, and I understand.
I understand that as well. You mentioned in the 2X e-commerce podcast that before you start a referral program, you have to optimize your customer experience. And then once you have that, then you're already getting word of mouth. And And that's something that I was wondering as well. You can't really incentivize referrals, even if they are incentivized and they get benefit from it, they have to love it already, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about building customer loyalty and
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So I mean, nobody would recommend something to their friends and family if they're not loving it already. So even if they're getting some sort of affiliate commission or a free product or a discount on a future purchase, nobody would recommend something to a friend if the friend's going to be upset about the service or the product that they're getting. So that's probably one of the main differences between referral programs and affiliate programs. In an affiliate program, you have somebody that's sending you business and you new customers because they have, let's say, a blog, or they have a YouTube channel, or or they're influencers, whatever. But they don't really have a personal connection with the people that they're referring. But on a referral program, it's your friend, it's your coworker, it's your family member. So there's a more personal connection between people that are being referred to. So yeah, nobody would recommend something that's not going to be useful. So something that in my opinion needs to happen in term to be able to have a successful referral program is obviously to have a good product, to have a good purchasing experience. So make sure that it's an easy process. There's no issues in between, and even if there are issues, you have a good customer support team that can step in and fix those problems for the customer. And overall, if you're able to build customer satisfaction, you're going to incentivize referrals just because of that, because customers are going to receive a product. Or think about when was the last time that you got a recommendation for an online store, for a product, a restaurant, a Netflix show. It happens pretty much on a daily basis. So online shopping is part of our daily lives, probably now more than ever. So we definitely talk about that. We definitely talk about what we're selling. And so if you as a brand can provide something more on top of the product. So we make product because of this particular reason, or because we have this company mission. That also makes the referrals a lot richer. So when somebody talks to their friend, they're not longer going to say, "Oh, I got this T-shirt online. I can't remember where." They're probably going to explain the reason why they got it, and what the brand stands for, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, just it's about making it more. Making it like a more rich recommendation for the friend to refer.
So looking at e-commerce stores, I was checking out Shein, the fast fashion online shop. They are insane in all of the marketing work that they do. You open their app and it says exactly what you said, 10% if you sign up for the newsletter. I think that you also receive some kind of points or discounts if you leave a review. Every time you leave a review, if people like your review, it's quite intense. I don't know how much of that you consider referral marketing. I guess it's a mix between social proof marketing, I guess, and in the end, it does somehow connect to word of mouth. With all these different levels of things that you could do as a company, what are the first steps that you would take? What's the basic thing that you would implement in a referral marketing strategy, and then how would you scale it from there?
So maybe the step zero, like before you even get started, it might be good to run a net promoter score survey just to see where your customers are and what they think about the company. I mean, again, it's probably something that your customer support team can probably figure it out already. If they're happy, if they're the level of support requests that they're getting. But it's probably a good place to start, just to see what they're feeling. And then I'm always in favor of making in this case, referral marketing, since we're incentivizing people to do something, make it as easy as possible for them to achieve whatever the reward is. So if you're implementing a referral program, make it easy for them to achieve that reward. So it's better to give something small but often rather than a big reward after performing multiple actions.
Yeah.
So that's probably a good place to start. In terms of kind of like the setup that you were mentioning earlier about the different points. I always tell merchants when we have an integration with an app that allows to do this, like do the kind of like achieve points. And so with our integration with this app, allows merchants to give points to their customers when they refer a friend, as well as performing other app actions. So I always tell merchants to be conscious of your customers' like attention span. So if you're going to ask them to do something in particular, make sure that you're driving their attention in the right direction. And so that's why kind of like a classic, like simple referral program works well. It's because it's easy to remember. If it comes up in a conversation, they can just, pitch it right away. And again, if the customer feels like both sides of the deal are getting something out of it, that's where it really works well, rather than I refer a friend, but I need to refer 4 more before I can get whatever the reward is. So that's kind of like the downside of it, in my opinion.
Speaking of the NPS score, there's also, I just received in my email an NPS email from a brand that I use. I can't remember. I got 2 recently, and one of them I put a 10 because I really liked them, and they immediately responded, "Hey, we'll give you $25 if you leave us a review," or something like that. Yep. So having that automation for the 10, and then the other one I put a 1 because I wasn't happy. And then again, another automation from these guys saying, "Hey, can we get on a call with you? Why aren't you happy?" So those kind of setups, I think, are quite good to maintain the customer journey and to just keep improving it. Is that anything? Does that tie into referral marketing? Is that the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, again, if you can measure the happiness of your clients after using your service or after buying from your store, and then you can drive them different directions. I mean, the 2 of the examples that you mentioned are, I mean, they make a lot of sense. If you leave a really bad review, okay, let's figure out what happened. Like, even if it's just for our own, education and, like to make sure that we don't repeat this mistake in the future, that tells me a lot about the company. They're clearly interested in improving their customer experience. Mm-hmm. And then if you get a 10 or a 9 or, anywhere between, let's say 8 and 10, leave us a review. Like, share your thoughts with other people so we can have that social proof. And even besides after that, like after you leave a review, maybe you want to also refer a friend. It's kind of like this cycle but just having a clear outcome for those customers, depending on where they land on the NPS score, that makes your referral program a lot better, because you're only selecting happy customers to refer. You probably the last thing you want to do is to send a referral link or incentivize an unhappy customer to refer their friends. So that's
what do you think is a better incentive, discounts or cash?
I would say it depends on their customers' behavior. So if you're selling a product that your customers are going to buy again in the near future, so if you're selling let's say clothes or food supplements or anything along those lines that customers are probably, or if you have a subscription business, that's even better, then offer discounts. So that way you're not only incentivizing the referral, but you're also incentivizing another purchase. Now, if you're selling a product that your customers are probably not going to buy in the next 2-3 months, offer cash, because that way they can just spend it on, I mean, nobody's going to say no to free cash, so they can spend it on whatever they want. So yeah.
Cool. How does that tie into customer retention?
Well, with the discounts, I mean, the reaction, I mean, it's I mean, you get a reaction right away. If you're using your customers to basically turn them into your marketing or sales team, so they're incentivizing other people to buy from you, but at the same time, they are incentivized themselves to come back. So you're incentivizing recurrent purchases. Uh-huh. So I mean, the customer retention is it's right there with that setup. Now, if you're offering cash, I mean, I think there's still customer retention happening in the sense that you're staying top of mind. And so your brand name's going to come up in conversations. It's going to, every time they see a product that's similar to yours, they're probably going to think about yours, just because they're still being incentivized to think about your brand in different terms, not necessarily as a customer anymore, or not in the near future, but as an advocate for the brand. So that plays also in terms of customer retention. So, and again, I guess it really depends on the nature of the product. It's probably not the same to sell, say like a vacuum cleaner. That's something probably you're not going to buy in the next, couple of years, hopefully. But if you're selling mattresses, then that's definitely a once in a decade type of purchase. So it really depends, I would say.
You say that their customers are becoming your marketing team. So what is it like to manage affiliates? Does that take a lot of people internally, or how much work is it to manage this kind of marketing team made from your customer base?
Yeah. So, I mean, the probably the main benefit of having a referral program software is that you can automate all of these tasks in the back end. I was actually on a call with a company earlier this week, and they told me that they were running their own. It wasn't really a referral program; it's more influencer program, but it's pretty much the same thing. But they were doing this with a Google spreadsheet. So they were manually creating coupon codes for each one of these affiliates, and then sending it to them, and then tracking purchases on that same. So they needed somebody to look at whatever stats it was every single day to make sure everything was updated. So when you have a software that can automatically distribute coupon codes, that can automatically send out rewards, then most of those tasks are completely automated. There'll always be support tickets, people that reach out to ask questions about the program, or where's my reward, all that kind of stuff. But other than that, just kind of like punctual conversations, most of the tasks are automated. So
okay, cool. Well, Raul, where is the best place for people to connect with you if they want to talk to you more about referral marketing?
So my email, I would say, so that's Raul G, so RAULG @referralcandy.com, or just check out referralcandy.com. I'll be happy to continue the conversation there.
Fantastic. I've learned a lot today about referral marketing, which I didn't know that much about, actually. So thanks for sharing your expertise with me today.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So if you, listener or watcher, enjoyed this episode, please do like, share, subscribe, and go ahead and check out ReferralCandy. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.